One thing good about this entire thing about Khalistanis is that they're pretty stupid. Canada has blamed India for interfering in elections. I'm sure you're aware of that. Canada has blamed Russia, China and India. This is nothing, this is just Khalistani agenda. They're supporting Khalistanis, right? Interfering in India's internal affairs, violating our sovereignty that way. So it's high time we violated the sovereignty. Jai Hind friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the Chanakya Dialogues English. Like this video, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. Friends, early morning, 1st of February 2024, this year, few shots were fired at the house of Simranjeet Singh in Canada. Staying in Canada and two shots were fired. Apparently two teenagers went, they took out their guns and they fired shots at his house and they ran away. Now, Simranjeet Singh has been a close associate of Hardeep Singh Nijjar, the Khalistani terrorist who was killed in Canada. Nijjar was killed and the Canadian government obviously blamed India for reasons best known to them. And this was also fueled by internal politics in Canada. Internal politics as in, because Khalistanis are politically very active in Canada, and Jasmeet Singh, a Khalistani figure, a Khalistani political figure in Canada, is the one who's providing support to the Justin Trudeau government. And it would have taken a little bit of an arm twisting on the part of Jagmeet Singh to make sure that Justin Trudeau said what he said on the floor of the parliament. And they blamed India, though till now they have not been able to provide an iota of proof that India was involved in the killing of Nijjar. Anyway, coming back to this character Simranjeet Singh, two teenagers fired at his house and they ran away, and immediately, without any investigation, without any knowledge, within an hour, the so-called Sikhs for Justice, another terrorist organization, Sikhs for Justice, immediately said, India is behind the attack, India is behind the attack. And they started amplifying this on social media. And all the Khalistani, brain-dead Khalistani Twitter handles, Khalistanis, one thing good about, this entire thing about Khalistanis is that they're pretty stupid. They don't have any educated people amongst them. So Khalistanis, you will not find any doctors or any professionals. Most of these Khalistanis end up driving cabs, which is not a bad thing. Every profession is worthy of respect. But all I'm saying is that they make up these stories, this fake victim stories. They come from India, all of them, they hail from India. And then from the state of Punjab, they go directly to Canada and they carry the story forward with them, because that is why they got the citizenship in the first place, right? So they create these stories of victimhood, and most of these Khalistanis are in the drug trade. Most of them are criminals of one variety or the other: extortion, contract killing, drugs, murder, theft. This is what Khalistanis do. This is what Khalistan is actually. It's a den of thieves. Though no geographical entity called Khalistan exists, but easy to understand. Also, the biggest game is immigration fraud. Anyway, the Canadian authorities have come back and said that there is no foreign involvement. We have investigated the matter and there is no foreign involvement. But the so-called Sikhs for Justice will keep on amplifying this, saying that there is an Indian hand in this, there is an Indian hand in this. And people who want to believe will believe. And it's absolutely okay. Sikhs for Justice, that entire organization does not matter. And, it's just a couple of Uber guys, that's all. They drive Ubers, they drive trucks, and intellectually, they're defunct Khalistanis. Now, ladies and gentlemen, coming to this so-called farmers' protest in India. And I'm saying so-called because today I'm convinced that there are hardly any farmers there. Hardly any farmers. Most of them in front, those who are fighting the police, are anti-social elements, and this is what the central government or the government of India has actually told the government of Punjab. These are anti-national elements. These are hooligans, right? And their demands, if you see the demands that they are making from the government of India, no other state has made these demands. There are farmers everywhere, ladies and gentlemen, in India. There are farmers in Kerala, there are farmers in Tamil Nadu, there are farmers in Lakshadweep, there are farmers in Manipur and Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh and Bihar and West Bengal and all over. India has 28 states. India has union territories. Nobody has made these demands except for quote-unquote farmers from Punjab. Do farm laws, or does MSP, I'm saying farm laws because the first agitation happened because of the farm laws, or MSP, does this only impact farmers from Punjab? I think even the Canadians have come to know about it. They knew it earlier. They were doing it for political purposes. But today, we find that Justin Trudeau has not spoken about the farmers' protest in Delhi. He's not speaking about it. He's not tweeted about it. And the same Justin Trudeau was so active last time. So active last time. He was so active that I almost thought that he was a Arthia from Punjab. You know, a broker. I thought Justin Trudeau was an Arthia from Punjab. But right now, Justin Trudeau is absolutely quiet. The government of Canada is absolutely quiet. Because I guess they know that, well, you can, over a period of time, support wrongdoing, you know. You can support anti-national elements in India. But it should not be that blatant. This farmers' protest is absolutely blatant. And I think Canada has taken a step back. Also in the past, India has told Canada, and I think this has also happened, and this is my analysis. Canada has blamed India for interfering in elections. I'm sure you're aware of that. Canada has blamed Russia, China, and India. And this is what Canada has said. India is also interfering. So, as an Indian, I feel that if you interfere in India, we have every right to interfere in Canada. Now, this is not the stated position of the government of India. I, as a citizen, am saying this. Today, I say that if Indian government has interfered in Canada, in the Canadian elections, or some Indians have interfered, I am very happy. Because Canada needs to be given a taste of its own medicine. For too long, you know, we support this and separatism and farmers and all. This is nothing. This is just Khalistani agenda. They're supporting Khalistanis, right? Interfering in India's internal affairs, violating our sovereignty that way. So it's high time we violated the sovereignty back. And I hope that these accusations of India interfering in Canadian elections is correct. I hope it is correct. It will teach Canadians a lesson that they'll not forget in a hurry. Now, coming back to the other point, ladies and gentlemen, very quickly, it is also important to note that Melanie Joly, who is the Foreign Affairs Minister of Canada, on the sidelines of the Munich Security Dialogue held in Germany, she met Dr. Jaishankar. And they had a one-on-one meeting. And I think there is also this sensing in Canada that let's stop behaving like an NGO, let's start behaving like a country. I think there is a sensing, and I hope it's true. I hope my feelings are correct in this matter. I think for too long, Canada has behaved like an NGO full of left liberal people, you know, who get offended at everything. They take offense. They're looking for things to take offense at. Now, what's happened is, apart from Melanie Joly, there is also a premier of a Canadian province who's come to India, and I'll tell you more of that in a second. I took a second because I don't know how to pronounce this, ladies and gentlemen. Premier of Saskatchewan. Anybody in Canada who can tell me how this is pronounced? I have never been to Canada. There is no desire to go to Canada. But if you can tell me Saskatchewan. I'd heard of Sichuan, but Saskatchewan is new to me. Premier of Saskatchewan, Scott Moe, he has arrived in New Delhi on a trade mission, marking the second provincial leader visit to India this month. And Moe aims to strengthen trade opportunities, attract investments, and highlight Saskatchewan's capacity for food and energy security goals. And he's met Dr. S. Jaishankar, and he's also saying that exports totaling 1.3 billion in 2023. This is Saskatchewan's exports to India, actually, and they want to increase it. So he's come here for a business deal. And I think India made it abundantly clear with Canada that, you know, you got to rein in your prime minister. This Justin Trudeau is like a rabid dog. He's just going around biting everybody. He got a thrashing by Xi Jinping, you know. Xi Jinping caught him by the scruff of his neck and shook him really hard. And we have discussed the story. I'm not going to go into that again. Russian President Vladimir Putin has given it very badly to both Canada and to Justin Trudeau. So this gentleman, Scott Moe, this Premier Scott Moe, he's here in New Delhi for the Raisina Dialogues. And you know, it's I think starting today or yesterday. It started yesterday, if memory serves. And he's there for the Raisina Dialogues. And Ontario's Minister for Economic Development, Job Creation and Trade, Victor Fedeli, he was on a week-long mission to India, and they said signaling subnational commitment. So, at the back of all this, ladies and gentlemen, is a feeling inside Canada that India is too big a partner. And the relationship with India is too big to be left alone to Justin Trudeau. So what is happening is that different states of Canada, different provinces of Canada are coming together and directly approaching India and saying that, hey, listen, forget about this clown Trudeau, we don't like him any more than you do, and let's do trade directly with India. Or let's both of us trade. So they're talking about investment opportunities, they're talking about food, they're talking about energy, they're talking about food security, energy security, of course, that I mentioned, and also about how we can take these targets further and further. 1.8 billion, he says, let's take it to 5 billion, for example. He's not mentioned 5 billion, this is what I'm saying. So this entire scenario with Canada is coming through, and as per the latest media reports in Canada and survey results, there is no way Justin Trudeau is coming back to power. So with Justin Trudeau out of power in a short while, I think it's really going to hurt the Khalistanis, because the next guy who's coming, I'm told he's not going to be very kind to the Khalistanis, and he's not somebody who supports, unaccounted for immigration into Canada. He's saying, come to Canada, sure, you're welcome. But who are you? Why do you want to come to Canada? We need to pick out the best. And the Khalistanis are certainly not the best. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, I come to the end of today's video. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata Ki Jai.